This channel is a member of the Astral Stars, which means we have a zero-tolerance policy against the harassment of others. Anybody who violates that policy will be banned. For further information, please visit www.theastralstars.com. Alright guys and girls, welcome to another episode of Astral Auto Repairs. Can you dig it? Alright, check it out. Here's part 4, 1999 Dodge Dakota with the 3.9. We're replacing this engine. And like a lot of you guys said, and I find it true, the old engine looks better than the new engine. What the heck? I don't know, but whatever. We contacted the customer. We let the customer know what's going on. We asked the customer, did he even read this? He said nope. So, and we told him what's had to be changed to keep his warranty. And his response to us was, well, he didn't have to do it last time because we did an engine on this. Check out the engine we replaced on a Sebring. Forgot what year it was. I don't know. But what we're going to do today is transfer all the parts from the old engine over to the new engine. And before we do that, what we're going to do is strip this engine down. Also, we got the 2 new freeze-out plugs to install on this one. So that's what he wants us to do. He wants us to do the 2 freeze-out plugs and, of course, the thermostat and gasket. All right. Looks like it's kind of cloudy out here, so let's get this done. We'll be right back. All right, guys, let's get this done. There's a bunch of junk up here. We are not going to use this wiring harness at all. I have no idea what the heck. Cut this strap off here. Okay, cut it off right here. Yeah, they put a bunch of tight straps up here. Okay, and let's see here. Alright, so what we're going to do, and we're going to save this paperwork. And what we're going to do right now is go around and disconnect all of the wiring harness. Injectors and everything. So let's get all that done and we'll be right back when we got this off. Alright guys, we got the wiring harness off. This thing look junky, man. Look at this. We got speedy dry all in the valve, all in the valve body. Speedy dry all on the side of the engine, like they drag this thing around. Valve covers are a little bit different. We gotta swap over the valve covers. So I'm gonna blow this off right now, and the next thing we're gonna do is take off this one big bracket right here, because this one's all broken and messed up. And we're gonna leave this water pump on because this water pump looks brand new. We are gonna change this pipe though. Use the pipe from the old engine. So let's blow this off. Alright, also, I noticed that when we checked the oil last time, this dipstick was getting stuck in there. So we might change that also. You know, I really shouldn't have to do none of this, man. What the heck? This is 13. Okay, let's get this. Let's unbolt that dipstick and get this bracket off. We'll be right back. Alright, looks like we've got all the bolts off except for one more. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do here is get my needle nose, get my vice grips. I'm going to take this hose off, and then it looks like there's about 13mm bolts. Yep. I'm going to take that thermostat housing off and everything. Rusty. Let's you know what, guys, let's look inside this. See what the heck we see inside here. Nothing but rust. Alright, so I'm going to get this off, and then I think I'm gonna take off this hose right here. They got a cap inside. Look at that mess. Wait a minute, if this cap was put in after the engine, and that looks like, let's go around this way. Look inside there. Look at that build up in there. Alright, so I'm gonna get that hose off, and then I'm gonna get this bracket off with the tensioner and the coil. We'll be right back. Alright, we got that, starting to look bare. We got a broken sensor over here. We're gonna have to use his. The next thing I'm gonna do is let's take off this broken throttle body. What the heck? What the heck? Come on, socket. That's not good. Kind of round it off. That's no problem. What I gotta do is get me a 1/2 inch to get that off. Let me see if my 6-point will grab it just enough. And we do have a new throttle body gasket as well. Okay, that's junk. And look it down in there, guys. Let me see. What do you see in there?
Oil?
Huh?
Oil? What is that?
That's what it looks like.
There's a lot in there. In that one.
Wow. Okay.
What does that mean?
I don't know. That's fine, dude. All right, the next thing we're gonna.
No, I mean, what does it mean that there's oil down there?
Yeah, it could be rings, could be valve seals, it could be just the PCV system, because the PCV system does suck out the fumes and all that. Could be a few things, but oh well. Okay, we gotta change the valve covers. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and take off the valve covers, and that's a good idea because it gives us an indication of what's inside this thing and see how it looks. All right, so let's get all these bolts and get them off there, and we'll be right back.
What size bolts are those?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, aren't you supposed to tell them?
I don't know. Heck no, they don't need to know. Fine.
8?
No. 12, 10, maybe. You gotta be, what, 11? Yep, 11 millimeter or 7/16. All right, so let's get all of them out of there. We'll be right back. All right, we're on our last bolt here. All right, I want to be kind of careful because I noticed that these valve cover gaskets look kind of new. Oh my goodness, man. Look how dark this thing is, man. This thing has been neglected with oil changes. Look at this down. Look at this carbon buildup. All right, you know what? Let's set this to the side. And you know what, guys? Let me see if I got my other light. Come around this side. if you look down into there, well, man, this thing is. Okay. Oh well. All right. So what I'm gonna do now is, so I don't get nothing down in here, like it don't have enough problems already. I'm gonna go over here to this engine. I gotta move the alternator out of the way to do that. So what I'm gonna do is just set this valve cover back up there for now. And then I'm gonna unbolt the other one and get that off. Be right back. All right, here's our other side. I got one more bolt. Take that off. Just pop this off. Same crummy mess, man. See, look at this. Here we got an indication of the oil that was in there. Huh. Well, see that? All right, I'm gonna set my valve cover back up there, just so nothing gets in there. And we pretty much got. Now I noticed this one got like newer wires, spark plug wires, and it's got new spark plugs. So I'm going with these in here. I'm gonna leave those in there. So now we're gonna get ready to let's see, go on the front. Man, look at down here, guys. Look at this. Look at down. You see down there? You need a light.
You can see.
Inside there?
Pretty deep in there. Yeah, they can see that.
Look at that. All right, we'll be right back. All right, guys, we just noticed something else. Look at these injectors. Look how that's plugged up right there. And let's go over here to this one. And you see how this one's plugged up. That is not going to work. Now, either we can replace the fuel rail, or we just go ahead and pull up this whole intake and put it on this one. And I think I'd rather go with just pulling up the intake, because we also noticed that even if we change the valve covers, you got the PCV valve right here, and they got the hose going into the intake. So there's this port, and then there's a little port down here that's plugged off. On this intake over here, if we put this valve cover on there with the PCV valve, come right there, there's no port there.
So where's that PC or whatever that thing is going?
Probably to the air cleaner or something. Or, So we're going to have to pull up the intake and replace it. Dang it. Oh well. Okay. You know what? Let's figure out what we're going to do. We'll be right back. All right. I'm going to go ahead. I'm pulling up this intake. You got to see, so we got a series of 13mm bolts. Look at that. This intake is actually cracked. All right. So let's see. Try this thing up with. I get it off this hose at the same time. Smell something burnt in this thing. Oh man. Oh, look at this stuff, man. I'm not looking to disturb anything right now. This is ridiculous. All right, we're gonna get a rag and place it all down in here, and see if we can get us an intake manifold gasket. Be right back. All right, guys, we got a problem. Nobody got the valve. Nobody got the intake manifold gasket in stock, so this job is pretty much on hold. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna still put some rag down here and cover all this up so we can pull off this old gasket. And what I'm gonna do over here is, being that I'm painting the intake, I'm not even have to worry about my wiring harness. I already took up all the bolts. I am gonna pull this intake up with all the wiring harness and everything. First I gotta loosen up this hose right here, this clamp.
I guess you didn't need the throttle body gasket.
Yeah, I guess I didn't need the throttle body gasket. All right. Okay, gotta make sure I got all the bolts out of it, loose out of this thing. Looks like it's holding up on something. Any kind of brackets? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, there we got one more bolt back here. Let's get that off. Okay. Take our bolts out. There we go. Now we got our oil pressure cylinder back here. We need to disconnect. Distributor's already disconnected. This wiring harness over here. Okay. Get this out of the way. Alright. Let's get this whole thing up. PCV valve is holding in place. Okay. This is the wiring harness going down to the transmission. So we're going to set the whole thing up just like that. We're going to set this up to the side. And I guess, you know, personally, I think this one looks a little cleaner than that one. But of course, this one didn't have no oil anyway. Alright, so we got that. The next thing we're going to do is, actually, I'm going to take the belt tensioner and the coil. I'm going to take that off right now and bolt that onto the engine. And then we might as well replace those 2 freeze-out plugs. So I'm going to get this off and we'll be right back. Alright, we got that done. The next thing we're going to do is, before we do the freeze-out plugs, let's transfer these valve covers over to the new engine. What I'm going to do is blow this off, get my same 7/16 or 11mm socket, and transfer them over. Be right back. Alright guys, we're looking good. We got both valve covers exchanged over, and we cleaned up where the gasket goes. And make sure we got our rags down in there. Sucks that we don't have that intake. That's really bad. Yeah, the intake manifold gasket. Yeah, that. You know what? While I'm here, just in case I forget, let's go over to this side where this water pump is. With all that crud down in there. I asked the guy how much he paid for it, for the engine. He said he forgot. I'm not lying to you guys. I am not lying. So don't be saying, well, you just didn't want to tell us. No, he said he forgot. We looked online. LKQ engines run for this engine runs minimum 850 up to 10,090. So that's what we're looking at. Is that worth it? What we see? Nope. Not in my opinion, but. All right. Also, you know what? Oh, while we're over here, let's clean out this junk over here. What is this? Is that an O-ring I'm picking up out of there? No, that's the rest of that pipe. Let me where? Yeah, that's the rest of that pipe. Luckily we're using the other one because this was all messed up anyway. Here's the one we're gonna be using because it looks a lot better. We're just definitely gonna change that O-ring right there. But I'm gonna clean up around here and all, get all this, scrape all this stuff off, and then we're gonna do our freeze-out plugs. We'll be right back. All right, guys, let's get this one out right here. What we're gonna do is get us a chisel with a little carpenter's hammer, and I'm not gonna go right here because that side looks really messed up. So I'm gonna go to the edge, and what you wanna do is make sure you get to the edge because the object is to hit the edge and make the freeze-out plug twist. You got it?
Yeah, it's just the sun came out. It was messing me up. Yeah, that's the key.
See how it twists?
Genius.
All right. Once it twists, take you a pair of vice grips or something and take it out.
Why don't they make freeze-out plugs that have like a tab on them so you can grab the tab and then pull it out?
And look at that, guys. I just scraped the stuff off of there. This thing was leaking, which means this car was overheating. Simple as that. It was overheating. We got brand new spark plugs in here. There's a good chance that it's picked up a misfire and the people thought it was plugs and wires. That's why we got brand new plugs and wires, and this is gonna suck. All right, the next thing we're gonna do.
You got that crud in there. They probably put that stuff in it.
Next thing we're gonna do is,
what's that called?
yeah, radiator sealer and all that.
You see, I'm talking to you.
I'm working. All right, yeah, we're gonna clean this out. Let's get us a wire brush, clean this out, and we're gonna get the other one out just the same way. We'll be right back. All right, guys, we got both of them out. Look at that. That one was leaking. Well, we had two freeze-out plugs leaking. And then what we got here.
You communicate.
We got our new ones. We got brass ones because the brass ones will not rust out. I like using this. They're about a few pennies more than the other ones, but that's cool.
That was more than a few pennies.
It was more pennies. It sucks because nobody had. Yeah. Here we go. Let's go on. Let's move on. I ain't got time for this. Here's our wire brush. What we're gonna do is go over here. You want to make sure inside there is nice and clean. And you can see right here, I got a lip right there. Got some little build up on that right there. I want to make sure that none of that is there. All right, let's clean this up, and then we're gonna get ready to put our first one in. Be right back. All right, guys, here we go. Got a new plug here, and what I got, this is my freeze-out plug installer. All right, what I got here, the 21mm socket, 1/2-inch drive, and I got my 4 1/4-inch 1/2-inch drive extension. Something that you want, something that will fit right inside there. Now, you don't have to do this, but I definitely do this. What I do, take a little red silicone, just in case for like a little imperfections. Now this plug's supposed to expand. What I mean, it's made like a cone. So as you put it in, it seals up. But I just add a little bit just to help it out, sealing. And make sure it's all around. Alright, now we're ready to install it. Wipe our gloves off. Set the freeze out plug up there, and you can see that's in there perfectly. Wipe my glove off a little bit more. You want to take your socket, put it in there, and then you want to hit it evenly. And now you might want to know how far do you go in? I took a note of how deep the freeze out plug is. And also you can come over to the other one and you can see how that one's in there. And you want to definitely make sure this plug is going in evenly. Perfect, right there. That is great. All right, let's go over there and install our other one. Bear back. All right, guys, there we go. We got our other one in. Great. Our 2 freeze out plugs is in. Dang it, this kind of sucks because we're at like a standstill because of that intake, and I can't put everything together. But what I am going to do, we'll go back here and see if I can get up under here. And we got our nut and bolts for the exhaust system. You saw how they cut it out. So we're going to see if we can get up under there and get those out without having to pick the engine up in the air. Alright, so let me get those and we'll be right back. Alright guys, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pick this engine up. I'm going to try to get that converter off of there. All right, let's try to get this converter off of here. Now, let me pick this up higher. Be right back. All right, guys, here's one bolt. There's 4 bolts all together. So I'm hoping I can reach them. Okay, that's one. And they're 14mm bolts. Let's get this one out, and then we're gonna go get another one. Be right back. All right, here's number 2. Okay. Got that one. All right, let's get that one out, and then move to the next 2. Be right back. All right, this is gonna be the tricky part. We got both of them right there. I can see a little bit of it. Okay. I got that one loose. Let's see if we can get down here and get this one. Great. Got all of them loose. Now to take them out. Now, as I take them out though, that converter is going to pop right out of there. So I gotta, you can see it shaking right now. So let me see, this one is more difficult to get to. So I'm gonna take this one out completely and then we're gonna get that one out. Be right back. All right, I'm putting pressure on the converter. Taking this last one out. Man, good thing that didn't drop. And guys, I can't believe it. That no fluid came out of here at all. This transmission must have been completely dry. So what we're gonna do here, I'm gonna put the bolts into the converter. This thing had a lot of rust back here. Oh, something. What the heck? All right. You know what? I'm being very careful with this because I don't want to mess up any of these teeth on the flywheel because that's what the starter engages to. Let's put put these bolts in here. And then what we're going to do is take off the flex plate. That's this plate right here. We're going to take that off, and just to be on the safe side, because we don't know the condition of the crankshaft position sensor, we don't know the condition of the one on the old engine, so we're going to take this one off and exchange it. But we definitely, yeah, well, both. I don't know what the heck which.
They're both old.
Yeah, they're both. I don't know which one is better than the anyway. So let's get these bolts out of here and get this flex plate off. And you definitely want to make sure you put this back in place, or this engine will not start, because that's how the computer knows this engine is turning over, from this sensor and this plate. All right, we'll be right back. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 19mm bolts. Let's get them out. You know, guys, these bolts are loose. That's where all this stuff came from. I mean, because it's like taking no pressure at all to take these bolts out. Alright, there's our plate. Don't drop it, don't bend it, or any kind of way. Okay, because you mess this plate up, man, that's it. This engine's not starting. So we're going to put this down to the side over on the engine. And we're going to put it on with the bolts. And we're going to clean those bolts up. And when we put it in, we're going to put a little Loctite on them bolts. Alright, we are pretty much done with this engine, except I got to take this out and swap it over. And then I'm going to lay this engine down. And then we're going to pick up the new engine and put that plate on it. We'll be right back. Alright guys, we got this engine jacked up. We're about to change our flex plate. We already changed our crank sensor. And check this out. It does have a sticker on, a tag on it. No oil, no filter. So we know now they did drain the oil. What do they mean no? It does have a filter. What do they mean no filter? It does have a filter. Oh well. I don't know. Let's get this off. We're gonna get this off and we'll be right back. Alright, now what I'm doing, I see a little dot, the little dot right there, the little hole right there. So I know where our new one is gonna go at. Well, our new old one. And let's see here. I'm gonna make sure all the bolts holes lines up, and they do. Great. Now these bolts was loosening up. That's where all that rust spots coming from. These bolts was definitely loosening up. And I'm not taking no chances, so I'm putting some thread locker. And this will lock them bolts so they don't come loose. In which I'm surprised you just put a little bit like that, little dab. And it's gonna lock those threads right in place. So let's put some thread locker on each of these bolts and put them in. Be right back. Alright, we got to the second to the last one in. And guys, you definitely want to do this, and I'm surprised the manufacturer didn't, because as this thing rotates, that kind of speed, it can loosen those bolts up. Alright. Now we go ahead and tighten them up. And what I'm going to do is tighten them up in a cross pattern to make sure that that flex plate goes evenly. Good, we're done. The next thing we're gonna do is get us a 14mm deep. And what we're gonna do is go ahead and buzz these. Whoops, put it on very tight. Now you can see this is what happened when we were taking the engine out. Up here, the top one was spinning. Like that. So that's what I'm gonna do, is take a screwdriver, break them off, get a wrench, hold it in, and take them off. Be right back. Alright, we got our flex plate on. We took out the old bolts, nuts and bolts for the exhaust. This is messed up because if we had that intake manifold gasket, I'd be setting this engine in. Alright, now I'm going to lower this back down onto this crate. But what I want to make sure is that I have it towards the back, because I don't want, now before, this flex plate was inside of here. I don't want this flex plate to bend in any kind of way, so I'm gonna have it out here to the end. And pretty much that's all. No, you know what? We forgot. Let's get these motor mounts off, cause these are garbage. Wow, it came out kind of tight. These are garbage. We're just throwing these away. And that'd be good. Alright, we'll be right back.
Okay, so this is the end of part 4. We transfer the parts over to, this is the new engine. Okay, don't get confused. I know it may look old, but this is the new engine.
It's more than old on the inside.
Yeah. So we transferred the the old parts to the new engine, and we just have to wait for the intake manifold gasket so we can finish that off. So we'll get that tomorrow, and so tomorrow the engine should be going in, right?
Should be.
Should be, perhaps. That's unless we come across another
issue.
Hurdle. Anyway, if you guys have any comments or questions, you can post them below in the comments section, or you can email Timmy at tim@astralautorepairs.com. Hope you paid attention. If not, watch it again. This is Sylvia from Astral Auto Repairs. If we can repair it, nobody can. See you next time.